The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion takes place in Cyrodiil, the centermost region of Tamriel, which is the name of the world. The game starts off with a dreamlike dialogue between the current Emperor Ural Septim and the player character, or perhaps mysteriously and ambiguously himself. After the dialogue, the game actually starts with the player character in prison, for some unknown reason. Then you walk up to the front of your cell where you start being antagonized by another prisoner who's across the way. Although you think he would be friendly towards you because you are both in similar situations being incarcerated for unknown reasons, he's actually quite a dick. He starts making fun of you and judging you and just being a general dick. He's like super racist against every race, so I guess really, in reality, he's not really a racist, but the guy is a dick. Then, soldiers come in and they're all like, "Hey, why are you here? No one's supposed to be here." And you're like, "I don't know, why are you here?" They turn out to have the Emperor with them and are trying to get him out of the city through a secret passageway that just happens to go through your cell. Before they leave, the Emperor tells you that he has dreamt about you, but it's not like that, or maybe it is. He doesn't really go into much detail. He says that you obviously have some importance to do with the time ahead. The soldiers then open a secret doorway that leads to the sewers in your cell and then tell you not to follow them. But you follow them, like, almost immediately. So congrats, you just got let out of jail for free, even though you might have been a dangerous criminal, who knows. So after walking through the sewers and beating up some rats, goblins, and specifically one zombie, you meet back up with the Emperor and his group, who are being attacked by malicious people in red armor, who turn out to really just be malicious people in red robes. The Emperor ends up getting killed, but waits to die to tell you that you were special and to give his necklace to his friend Joffrey. I know what you're thinking, why would I want to see Joffrey? That guy's a dick. But this isn't the same Joffrey you're thinking of. The soldiers are all then like, "Oh man, the Emperor's dead, that sucks because now we're out of jobs." Turns out that they're part of a group of soldiers called the Blaze, and their job is to protect the Emperor and definitely not fight dragons ever. But seriously guys, you had one job and you failed. Like, bad. The Emperor died. So, good on you. You then leave the city and make your way to the monastery that Joffrey lives at, provided you didn't get distracted by all the side quests. When you turn up at the monastery, the place is being attacked by some more of those fake armor-wearing red guys who turn out to really not be that hard to handle, even for a bunch of old monks. After making short work of the phony armor-wearing reds, you find Joffrey and tell him the Emperor is dead, and that he gave you the Amulet of Kings to give to him to give to the Emperor's secret son, Martin. Martin turns out to be a monk at a castle named Kvatch that is currently being invaded by Daedra, which are practically demons, from Oblivion, which is practically hell, except a little different. You go to Oblivion through a portal that is ironically named Oblivion Portal, the irony of which is that the name is in no way ironic, thus making the previous statement in fact ironic, or just a plain lie. After fighting your way through a small section of the fiery plane, you find the orb that controls the entrance to the portal. You steal it, which closes the gate, sealing it forever, but not before kindly dropping you off outside the gate. You then storm Kvatch along with some knights and make it into the cathedral where you encounter Martin. Martin turns out to be Ned Stark, which answers the question of what would happen if Joffrey helped save Ned instead of, well, you know. You then beat up the remaining Daedra and take Martin to Skyroller Temple, where he meets the Blades and becomes the new Emperor. All hail Martin, the guy we just met and is probably most definitely the Emperor. You are then sent to investigate a strange cult known as the Mythic Dawn, who are the ones who killed the Emperor. So after catching up on some required reading, or waiting for someone else to do it because reading is boring and hard, you gain access to a meeting area, the Mythic Dawn, where you attend a party, which is actually a sacrifice. You see the leader of the cult, Mankar Camoran, exit through a portal, and you are politely asked to leave the party by the remaining members. And by politely, I mean they try to kill you. You return to Martin and tell him what all you have learned, like how the Mythic Dawn worship Maroon Dagon, who's the god of destruction, and that Mankar is going to try and bring him to Tamriel. Martin then sends you out to do some shopping for him, because he's going to make a cake, which is just a metaphor for a portal that will lead you to Mankar. Joffrey then tells you that Oblivion portals are popping up everywhere around Cyrodiil, and you need to go shut them down to gain support from the castles, so they will lend troops to help you fight in a battle against the Daedra. So after closing all the gates and collecting the materials for Martin, you meet outside of Bruma, where Martin opens 3 Oblivion gates so you can close them. A lot of Daedra come rushing out of the gates, but luckily the castle's sent back up, which turned out to literally just be 1 or 2 soldiers from each keep. After going inside one of the main gates and closing the gates for the last time, Martin then sends you to go after Mankar, who is in a beautiful world that isn't really real. He then imprisons you in Oblivion, where you have to break out of jail and go kill Mankar. After escaping Oblivion again and successfully stopping Mankar, you find out that you did not successfully stop Mankar, and Maroon's Dagon had indeed invaded Tamriel. You and all the Blades then go to the Imperial City, where Dagon is stopping around, because he's a giant demon monster. In the middle of the chaos, you and Martin take refuge in a meeting hall, where he then tells you that he has dragon's blood and then turns into a dragon. He and Dagon fight it out, but Martin beats him in the end and turns into a statue of a dragon. The end.